These are the biggest mistakes that beginners make when they try to get a digital marketing job. I'm Chris, and I help beginners land 60K plus a year digital marketing jobs without any prior experience or education needed. And I've been in the industry 4+ years now. And jumping in, the first mistake is beginners spray and pray job applications. So they're just spam applying to 100+ jobs, anything to do with digital marketing, not being too specific. And they do it with the same resume, same cover letter. They don't tailor or contextualize anything. And hiring managers can see right through the generic applications and they'll dismiss you. So the fix to that mistake is that you're going to apply to fewer jobs, but making sure that the job that you apply for aligns with your resume, your experience, the specific job that you've gotten experience in through your projects. And you can use AI to help you customize your applications, match the job description. It's going to be really important to contextualize whatever it is that you're applying for. And target companies where your skills and portfolio are going to be most relevant. So if you've been learning paid ads, been doing some paid ads projects, and you're applying for an SEO position, that's obviously not going to work. So just make sure that you're going to be targeting positions and companies that align with your skills and your portfolio. Second mistake, having no portfolio. So you want to have experience. Even if you're a beginner, you don't have any client work, you've never done anything, you can still do mock projects, do-it-yourself projects. If you're doing paid ads, you will have to spend a little bit of money to get campaigns running, but it's all going to be worth in the end because you just want to get your feet wet and get that experience. So the problem is you're only listing certifications, a degree, but there isn't any experience backed up. And employers are going to want to know that you at least are able to do the job, have some sort of experience. You're taking initiative to do projects, get experience, and document it. That's really important there. And the fix is build a starter portfolio with mock campaigns. So you can do-it-yourself projects. You can do work for family, friends if they have a business. You can freelance, network with local businesses in your area to do that. Sign up for Upwork or Fiverr. Apply for different jobs there. And then once you do that project, you can screenshot, document, make sure you have all the analytics and project write-ups, making sure you have all that in your portfolio. Looks really good. And then over time, as you do more projects, more work, then you can just keep adding that to your portfolio over time. And you can just use free tools, Meta Ads, Google Ads, HubSpot, Canva, Card. These are all great tools for you to use and free of charge. Third mistake is you have a weak LinkedIn and a resume that just don't align with the job, don't have very good structure, no experience on there, is not optimized. Profiles that aren't optimized for keywords is going to be very bad when you're applying for jobs because recruiters and hiring managers are going to be looking for profiles specifically that have keywords like Meta Ads, Google Ads, email marketing, whatever job you're kind of aligned, that aligns with your experience that you're applying for. And resumes focus on responsibilities instead of results. So you want to have action-oriented wording in your resume and want to be able to write down what you've done, what results you've brought, and if you can use specific numbers, that's even better. So if you do projects, you can specifically write down like I was able to get 10+ leads with a 50-cent cost per click. Things in that nature where you're saying specific numbers, specific results. That's very important. And the fix there is, you add skills and tools that you've done, that you've learned on your LinkedIn, the headline, the about section, sprinkle those in there. Rewriting your resumes using action verbs and metrics, really important, even if they're from mock projects. So if you haven't even done any client work for anybody, just doing it yourself, that's still important to add. And just make sure on your LinkedIn and your resume, you're including a portfolio link to both. That way recruiters and hiring managers can click in and see what you've done. Very important there. Fourth mistake, only learning theory and no practical skills. So the problem here is, let's say you're only relying on school, YouTube certifications, but you don't have any hands-on experience with platforms. So it's good to learn, right, on YouTube certifications, courses, but if you're not applying those and doing projects, it won't really matter. The projects are going to be the bread and butter. So you want to make sure you want to create a project and portfolio website as soon as you can. So practicing in real ad accounts. So if you're doing mock projects for yourself, if you're working for some local clients, freelancing on Upwork, Fiverr, helping friends and family run ads or do any type of marketing work, make sure you document, screenshot, write it all down, put it in your portfolio website. Run small $20 campaigns. It's really nice that Meta, Google, you can just run very small daily advertising campaigns there, and you can just use that as experience. Even if it's very minor or you didn't really get any crazy result, it doesn't matter. Throw on your portfolio anyways. It's your first project, and then you can just get better and improve from there. And just make sure you learn all the tools employers actually use, HubSpot, Google Analytics 4, Zapier, Canva, depending on what marketing role you're looking for. Just look for the job and then the tools that they commonly use, and make sure you get familiar, comfortable, create an account with that software, make sure you play in there, click all the buttons, make sure you're kind of comfortable and know where everything is within that software or tool. And then the fifth mistake is poor interview preparation. So the problem here is not practicing questions or understanding job requirements. And also failing to show confidence in real-world examples. So a good fix for this is to make sure you're recording yourself answering common questions, prepare common questions and answers, and then when you're in an interview, making sure that you record the interview, whether it be your screen recording it or you have your phone on the side on voice memo recording the audio, so that way you could pick up the questions that they ask, and if you end up not being able to answer a question, you can look back on the recording, have a answer prepared, so that way in future interviews, another company might ask a similar question, you'll be prepared. Making sure you ask for feedback from peers, mentors, also recruiters, hiring managers that you've gone through interviews with. If they decide to not go with you, making sure that you email them, ask them for feedback, see what they can tell you. That's really helpful too. Not all of them are going to respond back, but I would say a good amount will, and you can use that to prepare and improve. And just be ready with specific campaigns and results you've achieved, right? So that's what's really important with having a portfolio, having projects, and then stacking those over time. That's going to be very important. And yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you found that useful. And if you are wanting a plan to follow as a beginner to land your first digital marketing job, go ahead and check out my link down below, chrishwin.com, to my website, and I'll send you a free video guide on how to get started. All right, guys, see you later.